Coming to the Dash community call. Today is our 80th meeting together. That's a lot of meetings. And what I'm showing on my screen here is these are basically the notes that I sent out from last time. So up here, I'm doing a new thing where I'm putting basically our project items that we looked at last time, more of in a format like this, where we can click on them. Last time we continued the conversation about the ACL tags, and we all agreed that maybe we wouldn't need them. So we talked about that there. And I ended up opening an issue to go ahead and remove those from P4. And then Chris mentioned that Kamil's doing some work in the background for us on the repo. So that's Kamil Kudnik. He works over on my end. And so I talked to him yesterday. I thought maybe he could come explain some of his changes or the work he's doing. He's in different time zones, so I don't know if he'll show up today, but maybe next week. And so we could look at his closed or merged items there. So that's what happened. Oh, and then of course last week we had a couple of new Arista people join the team. And Javon and Max, did you receive the meeting notes from last week that I sent out?
Yes.
Okay, cool, great. And then over here on the project board, I noticed that this week Vincent mentioned that these two issues are related. The number 309, which is from before the update scaling underlay routing service tunnel private link encoding, and related that to SI attributes for ACL rules should include list of IP prefixes because Kamil was working on this. So I put these into the list here, Vincent, and related them to each other. And so we'll see if we can get work done on those when Prince comes back.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
And
Kristina?
hi, Irvish. Yeah, Chris.
Sorry, I wanted to interrupt. Just going back to what Camille's working on, he did file an issue 415 where we could use Marion's review.
Oh, okay.
Libsai generation. That's been we've been trying to ping Marion a couple times on that. So if Marion are on the call and you can take a look at 415, it would be helpful.
Oh, okay.
415? Okay.
415, yeah.
Since I just explained what I did there, 415. So
the one that's bugged.
Yeah, generated in libsai. So I won't want to read it to you, but
it has to do with C++ typecasting or something. It's something Marion can probably answer easily.
After enabling compiler warnings, yeah. And then Marion said, Chris, take a look. Kamil fixed something and then asking for a little advice how to fix. Okay. Wonder if I should pop this into our list of items. But you've got this one, Marion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and put this into our list. And I think I'll start filtering out all this work that we've done here. So I'll do that. We won't have an update today from Reshma unless someone else on the call from Intel might be able to tell us about 408, the P4 DPDK possibly. That would maybe be, do we have?
Usually Andy has his pulse on that finger on that pulse too.
The pulse beats slowly there.
Pulse beating slowly, okay.
Hey, Kristina, I don't have the answer, but I'll flag it to Reshma and other stakeholders.
Oh yeah, she knows, yeah.
She just had a conflict today, so wasn't able to make it.
Yeah,
She'll be here next week, she said.
Thank you.
Yeah, she knows, yeah. Okay, so is Kumaresh on the call? I don't see him. He was going to take a look at this first one here. I can check with him later too. So he's in Azure Boot Camp this week, so I'll take a look at this one offline, the meter policy scale. And we also have this one here. Marion, did this one, the removal of P4 for ACL tags that I made, did did that one have a secondary one created in a different repo that you had to do? I thought I saw something come through, but I could be wrong.
I haven't done anything yet. I will submit a PR.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same
I
repo.
wasn't sure. Did it need to go into the OCP one or the SI
No,
or
no.
the? Oh, okay.
It wasn't even. There was a pull request, but it wasn't merged. I believe it was closed.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just make sure I don't need to do anything.
Sorry, on the P4 ICAL tag,
Mhm.
I suppose, Marian, is that PR going to cover the update of the documentation? Because I think there was a chunk there about ACL tags.
Yes, so the documentation has two things. First one is the FDB schema, which will stay as is because tags will still be passed into SONiC. We'll just remove the part that pushes it to SAI.
Okay, thanks. I mean, it just needs to be done as part of the PR, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so I'm trying. I think this one here. The clarifying scale and routes. So I feel like we did do the update to the scale tables and everything a few weeks ago, but I'm trying to understand, and maybe it's me. I was trying to think maybe it's me. Why is it important to know whether the routes are inbound or outbound and knowing the scale of those? Maybe if you guys could help me or help me understand that, maybe I could take it back to the team internally here. The request was to break down the routes into inbound and outbound, and I already did the reconciliation across documentation, but could you guys help me out here for just a second? Why it's important to know the breakdown of inbound versus outbound? Nobody?
Who requested it?
Reshma requested it. So, but if we don't know, I can go back with her next week when she comes. My headset off my head. I wasn't sure, is it different tables? Is it different space in the ASIC? I didn't know, but I can try my best as soon as I know why. Okay. And is this work in process one here? So is Yuri on the line possibly? Yeah, no. Chris, do you happen to have know an update on this one outside of what I know?
They were supposed to look at it. Intel was going to look at it, but
Okay.
no activity that I'm aware of.
Okay. Maybe I'll reach out then. Okay. And we've got this one. Okay. And then dash PTF metering test cases and test plans. So this is Yakiv, yeah? Yakiv, is this yours? I think I see you on mute.
No, I don't think it's me.
Oh, no, this is not yours. Okay. All right.
Isn't that Yuri?
This is Yuri again. Okay. My mistake. Okay, I'll double check on these then. So that's what I have there this week. And then if I go into the regular repo, I don't see a ton of new PRs.
We're waiting for maybe some more review on that one for 22.
Okay. Okay. This is the continuation of the underlay. And who were you waiting for review from? Just anyone in the community?
anyone but me, I'm an insider, so it's
Oh,
always
okay.
it's always good to have an outside set of eyes if they wish.
Okay.
Just I put some suggestions there. No one's obligated,
Okay.
but if it lingers around for another week without any other review,
Yeah.
maybe we'll want to advance it. It's
Yeah.
just
It decides whether to drop or forward the packet first.
it's like step one in adding underlay.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Anyone
don't,
have an opinion off the top of their head?
so we made changes in response to the feedback of the original. Yeah.
Okay, great. We'll leave it then for another week or so. Okay, that's that. And then the issues tab here. We actually, this is mine from last week, so we have nothing new from last week. So let me see if we have Kamil here. There is Kamil. Hi, Kamil.
Hi, guys.
Hi. So
Hey.
Kamil, hi, I'm Kristina. This is everyone in the Dash community. So I have everyone here from Broadcom, AMD, Intel, Keysight, PL Vision, NVIDIA. Gosh, I'm sorry if I'm forgetting anyone. Dream Big Semiconductor, Arista, etc. And so, Kamil, we go through the repo once a week in the community call here and go over pull requests and issues and Q&A and things like that. So everybody, this is Kamil. He's a principal engineer over in Kamil, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kamil, and I work in Microsoft for 11 years right now, and I don't know 7 or 8 maybe in SONiC.
Mhm.
And lately I was given a task to make some changes in the Dash repo. So our goal is to make something similar that we have in the site Redis, like a virtual switch. So we want to have ability to connect the BMV2 with P4 model to the SYNC-D and be able to make use of the Dash APIs from the org agent. I think that's our goal. There is also another possibility that we are deciding, because the current Dash repo is just supporting only the Dash part of the SI API, so there is no other underlying functionality for other APIs. Although I saw that someone already posted some routing APIs, but I think our goal would be to try to connect the virtual switch that we have inside Redis repo that have all the abilities for the regular APIs with the BMV2 just for the Dash part, and have that like under one single layer of the SI APIs.
Great. Thanks, Kamil. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that. So did anyone have a question or comment for Kamil? Or Kamil, did you want to go through we noticed here that you've been doing a lot of issue work here in the repo.
Yeah, so I've been doing last week or last 2 weeks refactoring of the site in the Dash repo. So I basically refactor everything almost everything that was there. I found some bugs and some issues which I already opened in the Dash issues. I saw that you already mentioned one of my bugs, and I refactored the code to improve the code quality, and I moved like all the stubs API to side API to its respective files, and I created the class C++ class for the entire Dash implementation and added some proper logging and so like improve overall the generic code of the SAI library. Yeah.
Thank you. So while we have him, did anyone have a question or comment for Kamil in the call today? Chris or anyone?
Not I.
Okay.
We've been interacting through GitHub quite a bit.
Okay, great. So Kamil, what time zone are you in so we know when or when not to bother you?
I'm in Poland, so that's UTC +1.
Okay, all right, great. So good to know. Okay, so
Yeah.
great. Thank you so much. So guys, that's really all I had for today. I can open it up to everyone else. Did anyone else have something they wanted to look at, discuss, or issue or PR? Or something I need to chase down?
Maybe I have just one question here.
Sure.
Because what I noticed is that those Dash headers in the Dash repo, those are like auto-generated from the P4 model. And those are actually, there are some changes which are different from the actual headers that are in the SAI, repo. So I think when I spoke with Gohan, he told me that we should probably treat the Dash repo as a ground truth for the Dash headers. So, but I also noticed that there are some differences and probably limitations of the BMV2 simulator. I think one of the limitations is that it doesn't accept like the list of the attribute, of the attributes. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Well, I
That's
think
true.
this is a question for Marian for sure. So Marian, maybe could you help out a little bit?
Yeah, there is this limitation. For now, as far as I know, there was a work done to just partially support that and either expand a rule or something similar to that, or support only one value out of the list. I don't recall who was doing that, but it was someone from Microsoft, so I can check that and point to how this is being overcome in the BMV2. But it is kind of like partially supported only.
Yeah.
Is that a suggestion? Like I remember hearing a discussion of the orc agent, perhaps taking rules with lists in them and expanding them into rules without lists in them, perhaps as an option.
I'm sorry, Andy, I didn't understand. Can you repeat?
There's a piece of software known as the orc agent, orchestration agent, that I heard mentioned in an earlier meeting might be implemented with an option to expand out rules with lists to rules without lists.
Oh, that's what Orc Agent is doing is expanding tags that come from the controller, but it doesn't expand lists. So Orc Agent basically still generates one rule with a list of prefixes that came from tags, but expansion of a list is done in the SAI layer. I can look for the pull request. It should have been merged long ago to support that in SAI implementation for BMV2. And there should be limitations described.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so go
I
ahead.
think Zod was doing all this work.
Z?
Yeah, from
Z Pterosaur?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his handle.
Kind of related to the issue that I brought again last time. It's the BMV2 doesn't support everything that needs to. Sorry, we generate the APIs from the BMV2, except that there are a few caveats on that right now, and that's the problem with list and list of prefix and all that jazz that we find in ACL.
Yeah, in fact, I think Andy and I Andy did most of the work, but we created a list of gaps in each model, right? The gap analysis here.
All software switches have the gap that they do not support lists directly. And the workaround for that is the same for all of them, which is have some layer of control software above the software switch, expand the lists out into individual ternary or prefix entries. That's the same workaround for all of them. I would recommend the reference model.
So we wrote about this here. I'll put the link.
I'm not saying that's good for production code. I'm saying that's good for a reference, probably good enough for a reference model.
Yeah, but the reference model is there to generate the scilib API. I'm sorry, I'm going back to that, but that's what we do right now, right?
My understanding, but you can't execute it on any software switch that exists today.
Okay, but what are we gonna do to productize the scilib API if the model under the cover does not generate the proper API? I mean, I've been dragging that question for 6 months now or whatever, and I still have no answer on that.
Did not generate the correct API with the list?
No, the ACL rule API is not doing what it's supposed to. I don't know if the list is part of that anymore. It's been a while, but there are stuff that the P4 doesn't handle, right? So from there, the SCI API is incorrect.
I'm not the right person to ask about the generation of the SCI APIs from the P4 code. That's other people who are the expert there. Sorry.
SCI API generated as list as a type for those ACL fields. I don't understand the problem.
The ACL rule API is incorrect right now, and that's the issue open. So Marian, since you know about this, can you look at this issue so we can close it?
A particular open issue for this?
Yes.
What's the issue number?
Was it
bottom one, number 22 that you had in your previous page?
In my previous page, sorry.
Yep, bottom one.
Number 360, right? This one?
Yes. Been a problem for a couple of months now.
A call rule generated as IP when they should be a list of prefixes. This should be enabled.
So Andy, I mean, okay. Yes, there are different things, but the model is also used for proper production API generation. I'm not saying it's your problem. I'm just saying maybe there are gaps in the model, but the model has impact on everything else.
My understanding is that there's an if-def in the code, the P4
yes,
code.
That's correct. And I do enable it in my case.
When you set it one way, it uses the list type that can't run in the software switch, but is useful for generating this APIs, I believe.
I agree with you, but my point is, if any vendor is pulling the dash, it should be able to compile and get the API generated that are out of the box proper, which is not the case now.
Sounds like a great goal, and I don't know how to do it.
No, I know it's a problem. We need to fix it. That's all I'm saying. And you're right. I'm actually enabling that compile flag so that I can get the proper API generated. But Kamil is for the elk agent, SINCD and all that stuff. You know, you're getting productized scilib APIs right now. They're going to be used, so they need to be correct. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack what we were talking about, but this needs to be fixed.
Volunteers?
No, as I was saying, Zhao was fixing that. I don't know if he actually got to that issue or not, but we know that we have two versions of APIs generated with the types that support, with the types that correctly reflect intended ACLs and with the types that can run on BMV2. The goal was to marry those two together and have APIs that are, let's say, official, and have BMV2 on running on the types that it can support, and just do a simple translation with some limitations, so that we will have some simplified version of ACLs where the list will be just one value or something like that. What I don't recall is if he actually fixed that or not.
Did you follow up on that? There is a compile flag, right? What I don't know is the compile flag is tunable, I guess, for lack of a better word. And out of the box, when you compile, we compile for BMV2, I suppose, or we should be compiling for something that generates the proper stuff. I don't think that's the case, but maybe I could be wrong.
Sure.
Maybe things have been put in place. I don't know.
What's the search to open to find Z's PRs?
Author?
Author? I have to spell it right. We'll try and find that. So I made a comment into the issue there, Vincent. To go look for the PR. So Marian, you're saying go look for the PR from Z?
Or you can just maybe, since he's in Microsoft too, maybe you can just reach out to him over email.
Yeah. Because I remember I was
Fine.
emailing him about one. Sorry, I don't want to belabor the point here. Do a quick search from Z. Yeah, I'll take a peek. Okay. So I'll reach out offline, Vincent.
Thanks.
Work to do. Great. And so, Kamil, did you have anything else before we have to let you go?
No, that's everything for me. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else today? Check the chat window here. Oh, Andy's got to drop. Okay. Then I'll go ahead and stop the recording and give you back, looks like a half hour.